Hi, my name is Bailey. I am a high school senior and I am 18 years old, and this is my story. I first learned about the pandemic when I was going on to spring break, and it was like the first day that we got out of school, and it said that, oh, schools are closing. It was like the day once spring break kind of started, it was just like, oh, you gotta stay at home. And my reaction was just like, well, I wasn't going out much anyway, but it wasn't really going to change anything because I wasn't really going out with people anyway, so I was just used to staying in the house most of the time anyway, so it wasn't much of a change. The biggest change for me once the pandemic started was mostly keeping a mask with me every single time I go out, or making sure I always have hand sanitizer. That was a big change for me because I wasn't used to always keeping hand sanitizer with me, but like it kept a good habit and keeps me safe. So I have no problem with it. A typical school day for me would be waking up, washing my face, brushing my teeth, going out to the living room and making breakfast, and then getting ready to go to class and go to class, go to lunch for a little bit, make me a little something in the kitchen, go back for fourth period, and then after that, just do my homework and relax for the rest of the day, pretty much. Some of the difficulties that I've come across with virtual learning is more of having to worry about Wi-Fi issues and being on a computer more, well, 100% of the time than usual. Because usually I'm doing hand assignments where I can just write it out and stuff, and I'm doing submissions through the computer, making sure that the Wi-Fi doesn't tap out in the middle of class or having my teacher have to cut class short because of Wi-Fi issues. So that's probably something that's been kind of difficult to me in some way. I think the pandemic will affect my academic success positively and negatively, because negatively is mostly having to worry about the whole technology thing, having to actually rely on people and not knowing what their situation is like at home and not knowing if they have the same materials that I do, and not being able to work on a project together or being able to communicate thoroughly. And I think some like the positive things that I would say would probably be that like I'm able to understand me and my classmates more because we all have different. We may be going to the same school, but we all go home to a different place, and we don't know like what they're dealing with at home, and we get to kind of know if that person is mentally stable and if they're okay, and we can try to help each other in any way that we can because this is a tough time, and we need to be here for each other in any way that we can. I think the pandemic has affected teens' mental health a lot because a lot of kids have different households, and that stuff can put stress on a student plus school, and having to really like stress themselves about their grades because grading is different now, and having to worry about, oh, is my family member going to be okay in case that they get it, and it's really stressful for them, and it can also cause anxiety, and the situation that they may be in, it may put them into a darker place than what they were originally in a school setting than they are virtually. I feel that it's okay for teens to feel anxious, frustrated, and stressed because I would rather them have an emotion about it than have it all bottled up and not know how to feel about the situation at all, because it doesn't solve anything, and it just teaches teens to bottle up their emotions and not tell people how they actually feel, and it makes people worried sometimes because somebody doesn't know how they're dealing with the situation because they're bottled up their emotions. I've been staying connected with my friends through FaceTime, testing each other, class, because we majority have classes together, so it's pretty much how we keep in contact with each other. I think it is important for teens to stay connected because during these hard times, you need someone to talk to. You may not want to talk to a teacher, counselor, or your parents about it, because you may just want to talk to your friends about it because they're not going to judge you based on how you feel or what you're going through. They're gonna be there for you. What I miss most about normal life would probably be going to the mall with my family and just hanging out in general. being able to give people hugs because I miss doing that. I miss physical contact. My future goals are to be a medical examiner, and what I'm doing to prepare for that right now is mostly just watching documentaries, crime shows, and kind of solving it in my head and basing it off of theories or looking up information that I've learned and trying to connect the dots before the show is over or the documentary is over. I also went to a criminal justice camp, and there we got to learn about forensic pathology, forensic sciences, learn about all the different majors within the criminal justice program, and I fell in love with being a medical examiner, and I was just so amazed by what they can do, and it was so amazing to see that. Like, they were able to do, like, toxicology reports and see like, oh, they died at this point in time, and it was so amazing to see that. It was very amazing. I loved it. One of the main reasons why I want to be a medical examiner is so I can help families have some type of closure and at least tell them what happened to their family member, because I understand that could be very sad to not know what happened to them or what were they doing in their final moments. So I can at least give them something to be like, hey, they may be gone, but at least we know what happened to them and I can get you justice for this. What worries me the most is the fact that I'm going to college next year, and I don't know if I'll be able to get the actual full college experience or will I have to do online school. And the way that I'm getting over that is mostly just trying to get past each day, making sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, wear my mask, use hand sanitizer, 6 feet, making sure I follow the guidelines, and hope and pray for the best. What I do for fun mostly is hang with my family, cook, because I love to cook, and I like to crochet and knit scarves, so that's something that I always do, and I just want to feel good and know that I can do something important. I would tell teens to not give up. It may be hard right now, but you have to push through, and there's nothing that you can't do. Whoever tells you that you can't do anything, prove them wrong and do what you want to do. Not because somebody's like, oh, you should do this because, one, it will look good for you. If you want to do something, do it. Set your mind on it. Do it. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. You're all amazing, and you can do anything. Please follow the guidelines. Please, because I want to go back out there. I want to go back out into the world. I want to go to college. I want to have the full college experience I'm supposed to have. I want to be able to enjoy life and not be afraid of getting my family members sick or them getting sick and passing it on to me whenever I go back home. I want everybody to be safe. I want to be able to not worry about their family member going into the hospital and them not being able to see them during their last moments. I don't want people to go through that.